Hey everybody, it's Colin, and my camera looks terrible, but it's Talking Ball, baby, and I want to thank you guys so much for being here. I know it is very late or early, depending on where you are in the world right now, but thanks again for being here. I'm joined by some absolutely phenomenal guests tonight, and I'll bring them in one by one. First, we've got Ellie, a living legend. How's it going, Ellie? How are you?
All right, Colin. I'm cool, man. Just waiting for the banter.
Oh yeah, well there'll be some. Don't worry. But it's so good to have you here.
So good to be on.
Another legend joining us is Mr. K. Mr. K, my man, you doing all right tonight? Oh, he's muted.
Sorry, I did beg your pardon. Yes, brilliant night tonight. Anything interesting happen? Not really. Just had some dinner with the missus.
That's always good.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't recall anything else happening. Like, must be a very peaceful Friday.
Yeah, nothing crazy going on with the fan base or anything at all, too. So that's good. Then we've got the one and only Photo Bomb Barry. What's up, Mr. Shelfside Spurs?
How are you doing? You good?
Oh, I'm well, yeah, I'm doing great, and even better because my favorite Irishman is here, Aaron Dubb. What's up, man?
That's an insult to Adam Clark in the comments. Come on, man.
Hey, Adam. Adam, big up to you too. You and Aaron are tied for my favorite Irishman. And Aaron, if you want to come on, feel free, man. The link is in there somewhere, or if it's not, I'll throw it in.
Adam, jump in, and Shane Black, Shamu, Truth,
everybody,
all the people there.
Here, and I went ahead and I threw the link in. But yeah, Adam just said, another day just passed without us signing any players, and I just want you to know we're pretty close to signing that non-league kid. So, it's not all doom and gloom. No, it's not good. But we've got tons of regulars in the chat, and that makes me happy. I like that even when things with Spurs aren't going particularly great, we still have the regulars. We've still got everybody's supporting everybody, and it's great. Celery Agent, an Aussie. Nice to have you here, my friend.
Everybody's least favorite vegetable. Yeah, the celery, mate.
And hey, in Kay said it right. Smash a like, everybody. We're just trying to get a little bit of like a happy, positive vibe going. We know it's a nasty time. We know it's hey, we're gonna hold it against you, Adam. We know it's late. Get some rest. We'll see you next time. Just be sure to watch this tomorrow, because it might get pretty cool.
Adam Buchel, boy. All right, talk to you. Gaelic for you who don't know, you ignoramuses. Anyway, sorry.
Is that Aaron and Adam? Are they two different people, or are they the same person?
He's in Kerry. I'm in Dublin, man.
You can't be seen on the same stream in case you blow your cover, yeah?
Who are you? Nick, Barry, Sean, Seamus? Who there? Come on.
Well, Seamus, that's a new one. I'll have to add that to the list.
Yeah, I'll do it for you, brother. Sorry. Oh, Colin's either showing us his armpit or he's frozen.
He's frozen. It's a bit like our transfer window.
I think we need Mr. K to run the show here for a moment.
We do, Mr. K. If you want to take over for just a second while I get everything going up and running again. My computer has restarted for like the third time tonight. But I just wanted to tell. Oh, and we've got Mark Cousins in the chat. This is wonderful. We've literally got like everybody.
Right. The only thing I can't do is highlight the thing and also mute people. Okay, guys, could you mute yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm getting serious.
Yeah, that's you. All right,
boing,
Aaron.
No, it's not me, mate.
Right, thank God for that. Listen, viewers out there, sorry for this technical hitch. Colin will be back, but if you could possibly smash a like, if you do so, you know what? I'm actually going to put the camera on and show all you lovelies out there what I look like. And you know what? It's actually going up by 1, so therefore I'm a man of my word, and I'm going to do so. There you go.
Right. Well, let's give Cody Mack let's give Cody Mack. We're shelf side, Tottenham. Oh.
Right, so someone can highlight the comments then. That's fantastic. Brilliant.
Cody Mack.
Colin, you have to close something that naughty before you stream. Obviously, you know what type of person I am. There's certain things I will read, and there's certain things I definitely will not. But yeah, you know what? If there's look, there's smash like everyone. We've already done that 3 times.
Kirsty's in the house too. Oh, they go first.
So, guys, what was the main thing that Colin wanted to talk about when we started the stream? He said basically chill out for tonight, no stressing, right?
Yeah.
I think those are 2 words. And then he said, Mr. K, I need you, right? So I said, okay, I'm here. And as luck would have it, I got time as well. Time off from the missus for making a lovely dinner.
Positivity.
Yeah. They came straight out of a takeaway.
What did you have for dinner, Mr. K?
Sorry?
What did you have for dinner?
Basically, I got the wife right, yeah, and the kids some filet burgers with cheese on it.
Yeah.
And I got myself a big box of hot wings.
Nice.
And
no kebabs tonight.
It's Friday night, right? Yeah. And you know what it is? Eating curry. And, you know, I do mostly the cooking at home. So eating curry all the time. For us, right, yeah, to go and get a nice Dixie, right, yeah, is like a real treat. McDonald's, not so much. But that's our version anyway. But
What's
yeah,
a Dixie?
Yeah, and then you get chocolates and you get some ice cream. There's this funny type of ice creams you get. They're like something on the inside and outside it's got like a little membrane or something, like squishy, mushy, whatever it's called. They're quite nice. I think they're called mochi. They're from South Korea, probably.
No, mochi.
Go on.
Am I audible?
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah, mochi would be Japanese. Well, you probably mean machi.
That's it, machi. I'm terrible at pronouncing.
Yeah.
That's quite
Cody
alright.
Mack's got a song right, yeah, called "We're the Self Side, We're the Self Side, We're the Self Side, Tottenham." Have I done it right? Or
no, it's we're shelf side, Tottenham.
I got a terrible singing voice.
With a park lane, Tottenham. That's how it goes.
There you go. Thank you. You know what? I've got experts all around me that can tell me everything.
I was a shelf side girl. I was.
You know what? When I went,
you're a Tottenham girl.
I nearly died in the shelf side when West Ham fans came in on Steve Perriman's testimonial. Nearly killed me. Skanks.
I thought you were going to say on his testicle.
Listen, the host for the most is back.
I'm back.
He's got a brick wall. He's probably in the garage.
Yay.
Ginger George.
George. I'm going to give the stream back to you. I'm extremely nervous about running it any further. But listen, Scott M says, big up Colin and panel. I don't have any positive vibes for the right club now. So I will sit back and enjoy all your thoughts. And you know what? I think from now on, we're going to do an exercise for the next half an hour that the only thing about Spurs you say is something positive.
Oh,
yeah.
I think you can think what you like, but when it comes out your mouth, it better be bloody positive.
I like that.
Dig up things from positive. So all of you have a go. Start one at a time, and then you can dig into further as to why. Okay.
I'll
let's
go.
start
You know
with
what? I might just start it out because I've been thinking about this a lot today. We've seen that our one and only Heung-min Son is back in training, and that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing for Spurs. I'm sure we can all agree having him there completely changes the complexion of how things feel. I mean, we've got another player that can score goals. It doesn't all have to go, through Harry Kane. It really opens things up for us. Having him and Romero and, dare I say it, Eric Dyer back is going to be huge for the remainder of the season. Who would have
You've
thought?
just stolen all the rest of our 3 positive points or 2 positive points, mate. That's not fair.
It's been mad the last 7 years.
I'm just so excited about him, but we haven't even talked about the fact that we've got games in hand. The fact that we are hunting. Wow. The fact that we are hunting down. That
normally we're the one getting chased and getting trodden over, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Or hopelessly trying to touch the top bar every time we got an opportunity and keep missing it. But we've got games in hand, man. Like we can have like 3 attempts at trying to hit the bar. That's how bad it is.
And knowing Harry Kane, he'll hit the post and both posts and the crossbar before he gets his goal, but he'll get it. I don't know.
You know what? You can see the work rate he's putting in right now.
You really
See
can.
that
And
it's
you
starting
can
to come.
tell.
It's starting to come. It's starting to come. Just wait.
Yeah.
When it goes all firing, we know this Harry Kane. People may have written him off, right, and said he's over the hill. They're having a laugh. This guy's going to get better, right, and better. Because when you got footballing intelligence to go with your physical skills, right, yeah, and you got the tenacity to train harder than everyone else, man, you're a lethal machine by the time you get to Kane's age, where everything he does is automatic.
Yeah.
And you know what Conte said? Conte goes, he's the type of footballer you can tell him something once, he just goes and does it. Not even try, he does it. He goes, that's a very special type of footballer. Now, either Conte's lying, right, yeah, or buffering him up, or alternatively, you know what? He's actually giving honest appraisal.
And I would tend to think it's honesty coming from Conte. Conte doesn't seem somebody that would like blow smoke up your eyes. He doesn't seem like that kind of a guy to me. But Ellie, I'm excited to hear from you. Do you see
three positives? Yeah.
Do you see
think of three positives?
Let's hear them. I'm excited.
Yeah. So the first one is right. We're still in the mix for top 4. Right. We've got all our best players coming back.
Oh,
because of this international break, so we've got more of a chance, and we've got loads of games in hand. And if we win them, we can go above Chelsea. How about that? That's a positive one, isn't it? Wouldn't it be great just to go down to Chelsea and say, we're above you, we're above you, we're above
Bobby's recovering. That's a positive.
Oh my gosh.
You know what?
There's
so many positives.
We've got some
fantastic players as well. We've got some fantastic players. And Bobby Spur.
I'll just get
that's
that.
What you call positive.
Yep, I'll just get that up.
God.
Get well soon, Bobby, and he is getting well, and it's happening sooner than we all thought. So,
what a legend,
Bobby. We can't wait to have you back, man. That's another positive, and that's a great thing.
That is the biggest positive.
Absolutely, he is. I feel like he is like the Spurs online community. He's a huge part of it, and can't wait to have him back. But yeah, so we've already mentioned this man.
Harry Kane.
I think he's on his way back to form and on his way back to where he needs to be. It's just not all doom and gloom, you guys. I swear I thought that we could get top 4 without any signings. And
so who's next? Who's got to get the next 3 then? It'd be either Aaron or Barry, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's move it on to that. No negative thoughts, no lingering. Straight on to the positive.
Alphabetical order before Barry steals mine.
I go AB.
All right. I'm going to nick yours,
I love
Barry.
the Irish.
Okay.
All right, mate. Protests, right? Big protests. Sky Sports News, Monday, right? The boys will be in the background. And another thing on Monday, I don't have to fucking listen to transfer rumor crap anymore because it's all going to be over. And I can just get back to football again.
That's going to be a good day. Good day from beginning to end. Trust me.
I don't listen to or read sports news during transfer. I don't even turn on sports news during transfer window. It does my head in. But anyway, Barry, sorry for nicking yours, but go ahead, bro.
I think the only one left is Hugo signing his new contract.
Yeah,
definitely. That is a big one. I feel like might get a little bit overlooked with the recent lack of signings, but he's integral to us and to our success. It's
scoring those 2 goals.
How fortunate are we to have someone like that, a World Cup winner, 10 years plus at the club? It's insane,
Yeah, and you know what? If he ends up getting a testimonial, which I mean he should. I know they don't really do those much anymore, but if he gets a testimonial, we'll get to see in theory, the Belgian gang all back. And can you imagine seeing Moussa Dembele in a Spurs shirt again to play?
That'd be cool.
Oh man,
but playing against a French 11. Oh
yeah,
that would be cool. Amazing.
Ellie, I don't know if you remember Jimmy Holmes. He was I was at the Jimmy Holmes.
I remember Jimmy Holmes.
Yeah, I was at his testimonial when I was real young. It was in Ireland, in Dalymount Park, and I was a kid, and I always used to say to my uncle before that game, "Who'd win if Spurs played Ireland?" Well, that'll never happen. And then one day they rolled out an Irish 11 for the Jimmy Holmes testimonial against Spurs.
Brilliant.
In Dalymount Park, and I'm looking at him about 6 years old, and well, like you said, it would never happen. What are we doing here watching this now? But I don't remember the score. But yeah, and I don't remember Jimmy Holmes. I just remember being at the game. I still got the program. So yeah, a Lloris testimonial, that'd be fantastic, man. All the
He,
World Cup winners.
if any player deserves it too, it's got to be Lloris, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he's been arguably a level above us for a lot of his career, and he's stuck with us. He's stayed at Spurs, hasn't kicked up a fuss, and that's rare. You don't get that kind of loyalty that often, especially with a player that didn't grow up with the club like a Kane, or it's really special, and that's definitely a thing to be positive about. But guys, we have a squad that, if we stay healthy, I honestly think we're capable of a top 4 finish. I don't think it'll be pretty. If we get there, it'll be kind of a limp to the finish line more than anything else. But still, I mean, Conte's first season, arguably, not the greatest winter transfer window so far. And if any manager can pull it out, it's Conte. And like I was saying in my in my other, I guess on the other stream we were just on Dermot's, that we were saying I just, I don't think Conte is a fool. I don't think he was promised anything that he hasn't received. I think he knew what the situation was at Spurs. For one, I mean, all it takes is someone that's been following the league at all to understand how we operate, to understand how Levy operates. I don't think that he was I just don't think that he was fooled by Levy, as some people want to say. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But I think Conte knew what he was doing. He knew what he was getting into. I really love the way that he has transformed some players. Ben Davis, for example. We got him right here.
He's a handsome lad, isn't he?
He is. And
Yeah.
he's been a rock back there. I think he's done a great job. Kind of helping in that back line, and whoever thought that he would be so important to the team. It's just the Conte effect. And
sorry, what was that he was holding up there? A golden ball.
Oh, that would be the Ballon d'Or, right? I mean, that's
all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be over exaggerating him a little bit, but he's done superb. I think in Conte's system, I think he fits really, really well in that leftmost.
That's one of David Beckham's testicles, isn't it? Golden balls.
It might be. He might have 2 of them for all we know. We got a lot of comments here. Real quick, I just want to. I love why that name is what some fans go for him. It cracks me up. Oh yes, Daddy Davis. Now see, yeah. He's a baller. Do you guys think, honestly, and I'll take your honest opinion, we don't have to be as positive now if we don't want to, but do you guys think, and I'll start with Ellie, that top four is possible?
Yeah, I do, because you look since Conte's come in, what he's done, right? Not only has he got us 6 victories, 3 draws, and just 1 loss to Chelsea, right? He's transformed a lot of our play. The players that we thought were out of the door, Deadwood, he's transformed them to play a lot more attacking football. And that Leicester game showed everything good of what he's done so far, in particular, that Leicester match. I was so excited. That's the most excited I've been since Poch got sacked. I weren't excited that Poch got sacked, but when the Poch era, that's what I meant. Yeah, so I think there's so many positives that he's brought into the club, and his philosophy, his ambition, it's going to rub off on these players. You can see it already. I mean, when was the last time we've won 6 games and drawn 3 and only lost 1? If we continue that throughout the season, we're going to easily make top 4. No worries.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. But like I said, people seem to think that the teams around us are incapable of dropping points, or they look at their fixture, schedule, and they see them going against these lower league, lower sides, and think, oh, that's a sure win for Chelsea, or that's a sure win for United. But we
I
know.
know.
We know in the Premier League that's not how it works.
Well,
On anybody's day that they can turn up and beat anyone. Anybody can lose,
yeah,
and that's kind
you're
of why
right,
the
Colin.
Premier League's beautiful. But it sort of bothers me whenever people just write things off, and I feel like this season has been written off by a lot of fans, and it's not yet time for that. And I know that the protesting is important, and I fully support that. I want that to go on. I want there to be a protest. I want the ownership to understand that as fans we're not happy and that we deserve more. But I do think that that top four is on the cards,
Yeah.
and
Look what Wolves done
game.
to Man United. Yeah, they made Man United look stupid at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Look what Brighton did to Chelsea in 2 games. They drew with them, but they could have easily beaten them. If they had a Harry Kane up front, they would have won both those matches because they dominated possession. So it can be done. All these bigger teams will drop points, apart from Man City, obviously, because they're like a machine.
Right.
And Liverpool, and then the other 2 spots are up for grabs. That's how I see it.
Absolutely, Ellie. Absolutely. I said this about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Everyone was thinking top 4's done, but I think looking at our fixtures, and we've still got the Burnley game and the Brighton game to be put in there. Is that that's it? They're the 2 games, right? And we've got Liverpool away, United away, City away, and after that, all the other games are winnable, right? Because I mean, I would then say the only other tough game after that is probably Villa away, bearing in mind who they've signed and everything else. But the rest of them, looking at them, we've got, after Brighton at the weekend, we've got Southampton and Wolves at home. We should win that. Leeds away will be tough, but we should win that. Everton at home, the Spammers at home, Newcastle at home, Brighton at home. I don't see how we can't be winning those games,
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mr. K, I'd like to hear what do you think about, I don't know, this current squad? Say that we get Amrabat in and we let go of Lo Celso.
You know what? We'll play a little bit better if we could get like Messi in and Haaland.
A little bit, just a little bit. I don't even know if they'd make it in the team.
So any name you mention to me is about as Jackanory as what I've just said. Okay.
Will you actually do me a big favor and give me a?
But guess what? I will say that to you
about the word
Akinori. But the positive, but no, I'm positive.
Jackanory, mate.
Oh, that means tell a story.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
Got it. But listen, I am positive. You know why? Because if Conte can get Winks to play the way he's been playing, 2 times out of 3 at least, right? And he can get Davis to pull in a 6.5 for every game. Doesn't matter if he gets turned over a couple of times. Yeah, allow that. He's not an elite, and he's up against a lot of elite players on that right wing.
Yeah,
which we don't have. We got left, but not right though. Doesn't left, but no rights. Right, strange. We've got a situation where, if we want to, and the team can come together and start progressing under and developing that quality that Conte was talking about. Because as far as drilling is concerned, the boys are almost on point. So now it's all about the individual person, the individual skill growth of that individual person. Conte has a very large squad in terms of his staffing members. So he's able to concentrate more. He's able to call upon the youth academy to create scenarios where you got 2-3 of his first team players and like 5-6 of the under 23s. Okay. So he has the facilities available with Ryan Mason on his side to call upon the youth members to help train the first team in real life situations again and again and again, because Conte likes to drill until you know it back to front. Okay. So if you physically can perform it, he'll make sure you do, because he'll train the heck out of you. Right. So if you look at that and then you say to yourself that as much as like we haven't like spent too much on like big star players, we've got a lot of talent that's currently there that's just been wasted all this time. Right. So I'm positive that Conte can improve the squad even more. He's only had 2 months.
Yeah, people forget that too. People forget that also. It's
I'm
not been
extremely
long in charge.
positive because if you can have another 3 months more influence on this team, right? Yeah, I mean, can you imagine what they'll finish up at the end of the season? You know, I mean, we came back from behind.
I think if we
That
get
Leicester
top
game,
4, Kane doesn't go. So
look, Conte's clever when it comes to big teams, right? Yeah, he puts slightly weaker team out. Right, we've seen it. Right, why is that? Because those games that we could have drawn or lost, but we won on the last minute, right? We won them because we had that edge in energy.
Yeah.
You can only have that edge in energy if you manage to keep some in reserve in the previous game. And that's where Conte,
it seems like he's
deliberately
prioritizing
letting us go up against the big boys and get butty slapped.
Yep.
Right, but by hook or crook, we're getting the wins over the smaller teams. By hook or crook, have you noticed the substitutions he makes on the smaller teams, minute 60, whatever? Right, yeah, he knows how to change it up, and somehow by push, they get the job done. Barely, right? So that's why I'm positive. I'm positive because those are signs. Those are called signs. So as you develop more, they start to blossom, and that's where my positivity lies.
And that's one of the things that we as Spurs have struggled with in recent years is dropping points when we shouldn't, to teams we shouldn't, to the the lower teams in the table. And you don't have to be able to beat all the big teams to get top 4. Like that's a myth. I mean, it would be great.
Poch used to lose those games.
Yeah,
Poch used to draw those games. He was good at a lot of other stuff, like attacking the top 6. But against the medium order or lower, they used to kick us in the ass like every now and again.
Absolutely. Well, they would sit back and they would hit us on the counter. We didn't have the defense to handle it.
I think if you look at Conte substitutions, Jose substitutions, and Poch's substitutions, you find that even though Conte doesn't get it perfect every time, he gets it more right than not.
Poch had a terrible record against the top 6.
Yeah,
like you said, Mr. K. And actually, but if you look at like I was just talking about the Man City game, the United game, and the Liverpool game, we lose them, but we win the rest of the games. Then that's better than turning up and trying to. There's no way we have a squad like we saw against Chelsea that we can go toe to toe with them, because they're not. They're far better than us, and they can make changes like Chelsea did at home. They it was a great first half, and then Kante came on and then changed the game. So we don't have necessarily those players that can change the game against the top sides, but we have the players that can come on and make the difference again in those games where we would have got a draw or we would have lost, or in the games that we should have won, like you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that it's basically just 2 days left in the window now, but I'm going to go around in a circle and I'm going to start. Do you think we're getting anyone in? And we'll start out Aaron this time. I'm going to kind of go backwards. Aaron, do you see any incomings?
Well, you said it's a positivity chat, but unfortunately my answer is going to be no.
No, that's good. Positivity, but like an honest, I don't want a delusion or anything.
But it's after years and years of leaving, and that's why I say I don't watch transfer windows. I don't buy into speculation, and we're linked with this guy, we're linked with that guy. I just tune out, and I never have any positivity. I'm sorry, Colin, when it comes to our transfer windows anymore, especially in January. In regards to, because I didn't get to answer the previous question, do I think we can make top 4? Yeah, I do, but purely because of Conte. I think what he's done, and that depends on the fully fit first 11.
Absolutely,
yeah. So yeah, I still think, and with the whole situation of this year being, absolute, all teams are suffering from COVID and players gone here, gone there, can't play, whatever. So yeah, I think we're certainly in the mix, and I do think, and I've thought that since I saw the reaction of the players to Conte, the top 4 is a possibility, and I maintain that. It's like rolling a dice. I think there's a few clubs in it, and hopefully our number comes up. But signings wise, no, I'm not expecting it, because I think I've supported the club long enough to know that it ain't. We're not going to get who we want on their view. We might get I don't know, some teenage player or a young lad we've never heard of. But I mean, that's about it. Sorry for not bringing more positivity.
Hey, no, you brought some. You brought some. You're not. It's not as doom and gloom as some other people have been lately. And I understand. I understand the doom and gloom. I understand being very angry. I understand, but I'm just trying to just take a step back and look at how we've been performing. Look at the fact that our top four rivals haven't really they haven't really strengthened their squads either. And I think with that in mind, it's just it's still a possibility. And Celery Agent, of course, is not feeling very positive either. But that's okay, Celery. We love you, man. Since the Diaz deal failed, 5 new players
Colin.
mentioned we weren't interested in before.
Colin,
Yeah.
There's an interesting phenomena that occurs in a press conference straight after a match has been finished and concluded. One manager will turn around and say, our team deserved to win that, and we won it. We won the game, and we deserve to win it.
Right.
Now, why can't they just say we won the game?
That's a good point. Yeah. What's the answer?
Psychology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your stuff. Don't think you lot that you just crept over the line. No, you deserve to win that. You were better.
Yeah.
And that's a positive mental attitude. It puffs up your chest. It gives you that sort of like stance, which is very different. And you have almost like a leadership noble look, right? And that creates leaders on the pitch, right? So psychologically, it's fundamentally important certain words get said at certain times, right? What opposition teams and the media are good at doing is putting our team down.
Absolutely.
All the time.
Yeah.
They will.
They have it in for us. I never understand that.
They will cast a shout of a doubt upon one of the players, and try to panic monger the fans, but try to sensationalize the saying so that they can get views, clicks, and all the rest of it. Because there's so many people that would just want to laugh at us, And this is where I go back and I say, you know what, there is positivity, because I believe we can change that bald guy at the top. I'm not negative about it. I'm actually positive about it. I wouldn't be doing and saying the things I do and say if I didn't believe it. When you can see it as a reality. The people that cannot see it as a reality, guess what? They're going to stand to one side. They're going to shake their head. They're going to think it's not possible, right? And I want our team to have that same type of belief in their hearts. And I think Conte is the man to give it to them. So, I'm positive.
Sorry, just to Shane, I was born in 74, also year of the Tiger, and I'm a Taurus, so apparently that's a bad combination. A tiger and a bull, but anyway, yeah. And Takuma,
maybe that explains a bit about you.
Yeah, probably. That, unless Kay calls it the Irish Fire, but yeah, I see Kuba's in the chat, so maybe pop the link up if you can come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me post that in there. I'd love to have some Kuva action.
Listen, Shane's absolutely right. Happy Chinese New Year.
Yeah, to everybody. Shane, thank you again for being here. Celery Agent, Golden Cock, Cody Mack. We've got Obsidiates, who I've never even met before. Thanks for being here, Obsidiates. If you don't mind smashing the like and subscribe it if you haven't already, that would be choice. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, it's just really good to have everybody here. I just kind of needed some Spurs family time and to kind of just to talk about how things really aren't quite as bleak as they seem. I really do think there's hope for this season yet. And I guess that leads me to a question I have to everyone, and it's hard. It's a hard one for me to answer. But if you had to choose, I'll start with Ellie on this one. But if you had to choose the cup or top four, what are you going for?
That's a hard one, but I'll go for the cup. Because, I don't know if you watch Mickey Hazard on a lot of streams, and Graham Roberts in the Spurs shop just recently with me and Phil there, and Philip Brady as well. Obviously, Philip Brady from the Irish Hotspur, and Philip Yap. from Tottenham Tantrum Gold, they all reiterated if you win a trophy, it creates that enthusiasm in the club. It lifts the club. It lifts the fans. And I'm telling you, the euphoria of winning a cup. Look what Spurs have done in their history. A lot of the time they've won a cup and the next year they've won another cup. And then the next year they've won another cup. Yeah, so it does breed success. So that's all we need to do is get over the line. We've done it in 2008 and we didn't do it in 2009. And ever since, we haven't won a cup. So we haven't got back to that level where we're winning 2 cups on a trot or 3 cups on a trot, you know. So, yeah, I do. I'd rather win a cup than have top 4.
And I don't disagree with that. I definitely see the merits in it for sure. It's really tough. Like, you know, with top 4, you get some extra pull, I think, for recruiting players. But if our chairman's not going to spend, what does that pull amount to? You know.
Yeah.
But and Kay, I'll go ahead and I'll pose that question to you as well. Are you?
Yeah, there was a moment in the history of Manchester City when they won a domestic cup. And I remember the manager at the time, he lifted the cup up or gestured towards it and said, "This is for you, the fans."
Yeah.
He basically meant it doesn't mean shit all to us because we got higher aspirations. We want to go win the league. Yeah? But he goes, "This is for you, the fans." And then they went on to win the league. Do you understand?
Right.
They took that as a stepping stone and said, "Listen, this is hurt for you, Man City fans, that haven't seen a trophy for a long time. This is for you." Right? And once they had the fans on their side, the fans were saying, "That's it. We trust the board. We trust whatever they do. We don't need to have so much transparency. We don't need to know everything. But this is what we're at stage now. If Conte can get this team together and mold them towards the end of the season when the cup winning time is required, right? And we pull that off and come in 5th or 6th, right? Trust me, we'll be like champions because these cups, 4th just stays with you for a year, but a cup, it stays for a lot longer. There's more substance. There's more glory, right? And that's what a lot of these people that think financial money, this, that, and the other, yeah, fine, that's important. But for crying out loud, over $1 billion? Are you for real? You're going to take the debt over $1 billion? Are you for real? You're worth now whatever. Are you for real? It's like you couldn't spend a little bit of that time going that way a little bit and pushing for a cup or something by getting some extra players in.
It just sucks.
2-year contracts.
I just wonder.
Give them the wages. Chuck it in, man. To have a flutter. Say, you know what? The Tottenham, the club, has given me so much money that I've become a billionaire. Maybe I should just give something back. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just a little flutter. Say, it's not about, investment, risk. Say, you know what? Let me give something because the club, I borrowed that money against something else in order to get it. And then I've been using it to get it to be worth more. Right? Now, for you call yourself a fan. A fan. You're now a billionaire, mate. You're a billionaire. Right? There's a lot of people out there don't understand why I've got a levy out in me. And it's got nothing to do with what happens today, what happens with Conte coming in, or before with Paratici. It goes before that, even before Jose. Okay? So that's why I'm levy out, because I think this man is taking the maniacal and he's doing it in front of everyone's face. And everyone's turning around and looking at him and seeing of the charm. But guess what? You know what I see? I see so many fellow fans of mine who believe we can change it. And a year and a half ago, bruv, I was all alone. All alone. I'd go into their Facebook sites. They would slag the shit out of me. I'd go lick my wounds. They knew so much more than me. But since I've come into groups like you guys, I've been learning from everyone. Now I can go back there and I can slap them around with knowledge. I kid you not.
Yeah.
Right? And that's because you guys freely give knowledge sincerely from your heart, from your point of view. You're adults and you're not prone to just talking shit. Okay? When you get upset and angry, and people see you that way, they think these guys are loonies. They absolutely 100% got the wrong end of the stick. You cannot find more dearer fans in this club than what you're seeing right now. In communities like this, all over the world. Talking about this club, you know, still keeping a positive when you can, no matter how much it hurt. To dare is to do, man. Yeah, keep to the motto.
To answer that question from Golden Cock, can I answer that question? Is that okay?
Yeah. Oh, please do. Yeah, I left that up there because I thought, that was something I was going to touch on too. But I would love to hear your, I would love to hear your point of view. I think you've got the most interesting perspective. Maybe
because the thing is, we're Tottenham Hotspur. We're not Brighton. We're not Burnley. We're not Leicester. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We should be able to attract the elite players. It's just Levy gets in their way. They don't want to come. Like we're Tottenham Hotspur. We've got a famous name. We should be proud of our history. Like Dermot says, he speaks so passionately. They should be begging us to come to our club. We're a fantastic club. It's just Levy.
And
dragged our name through the dirt.
Do you think Diaz, for example, it's looking like he's going to Liverpool over us. Do you think had we had Champions League to offer that maybe he would have decided to come?
The thing is, Liverpool are in the Champions League, but will he qualify for it? Because he's been playing for Porto as well, hasn't he? Isn't he barred from playing?
I think if Colin, I think if we'd offered the money, then he would have come. I don't think there would have been any doubt in that mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe that as well.
If we'd done the same with us, I was just saying on Kuva's show, if we'd offered the money correctly the first time, not being 10 mil under, like that seems to be the ballpark figure, then you don't know. But then again, you don't know if we were being played, or you don't know, we don't know what this.
Right.
But the first thing comes with, if someone says they want 50 million, then you offer 50 million.
Especially in January. I can see in the summer, haggling a bit, and as players, contracts come to an end, and there's room and there's time for that. In the January window, people don't want to let go of their players, and if they're going to let go of their players, you're going to have to pay the asking price. I think you're 100% right. But I do still sort of hold the thought that maybe Spurs aren't seen as prestigious enough right now because the Europa Conference League and
you know what it is, if we match the offer right, he will come to us because we've got Conte.
And we could also offer more playing time. I feel like too, he wouldn't have to be getting in the team over Salah, Mane.
Exactly. He comes because of Conte. Just like Digne said, he went to Villa because of Gerrard. If we'd have offered 25 million, is he going to go to Villa because of Gerrard, or is he going to come to us because of Conte?
Scott brings up a good point here too, that he thinks we need a cup to get that monkey off our back. The long-term top four is more important. And hopefully if we get a cup and then we can push on a top four, like Ellie was saying, maybe the cups will keep coming. Maybe we just have to break that drought and instill into our players, the idea that it's possible that we can do this. How many finals or semifinals have we made it to and not been able to push over that line? And you got to think that's what the squad that we have. And I know that people want players, and I know that people want reinforcements, but we also have to understand that a lot of players need time with the manager. They need a preseason. They need, there's not a lot of players I don't think that would come in and make a huge difference right off the bat. And the ones that would, were gobbled up by other teams. And that sounds like I'm excusing Spurs, and I'm not. We should have, if Traore.
We're deviating off the original question. Top four or a cup, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. No. I don't mean that. Sorry to interject now, but unfortunately, I did. So yeah, apologies. But look, I don't mean to be a Sean Butler here, but in the current climate, players need Champions League. That's how you attract players, right? That's how you get big names. And for me, I grew up on cups, 81, 82, 84. 87, okay, runners up. 91, was it 2000? 99, 2008, right? I mean, cups were in they were part of the custom as a child growing up and supporting the club. But now in the modern game, the modern climate, in order to attract, and again, this comes back to Enoch pumping money to back the manager, but the only way to attract big name players is by getting into the Champions League. So, and I'm sorry, I know it's probably opposed to everybody else's view. I'd love a cup as much as anybody else. I'd love to see Lloris holding up the FA Cup and sharing it, him and Harry Kane lifting it up arm in arm, hand in hand, raising it together. But I just think for the sorry, Eddie, go ahead.
I was going to say, Aaron, the only thing I would say to that is what world-class player have we got in? We've qualified for the Champions League, but not a world-class players walked through our door.
No, but
if you got Champions League in this season, right? Yeah, then over summer you could over summer you can buy any of the top players.
You're an attraction.
With Conte
you're an attraction, but we're not attracting them.
No, but you got Conte Stadium, right? And you got London. It's the Premier League.
Yeah,
like the most watched show around the planet. There's no other league that's watched more than us around the planet. If you're a professional and you're at the top of your game, you want your image rights to go around the planet, big time, right? And right now, Conte is the man.
Yeah.
And as a player, professional, you want to play. You want to be with the best, so they can teach you stuff, and you can become better as a result. And you're worth even more money then.
Correct, Mr. K. Correct. But I think an answer to get my answer to the question, why not both? If we're being positive, why not both?
Yeah.
Because true. Because actually, going back to Ellie's comment, we were in the Champions League for 4 years. We didn't. Who did we sign that wanted to come to us? But I think
that's it.
I think so. I think that yes, we can get top 4. Yes, we can win the FA Cup. So why not? Why not both? And if that was, I know from a Levy point of view is like, well, you don't need to sign anyone because the players did what we needed them to do, because that will be the, the same under what happened with Poch, and we flogged the players until they were tired and knackered
about to die. Yeah.
But I think just like with everything, and like you say, with the games in hand and everything else, we, top 4 is in our hands, and it's not like the games in hand are against Man City. We haven't got to play them twice. We haven't got to play Liverpool twice. We haven't got to play Arsenal twice. We haven't got, we haven't got tough games where, it's Burnley and Brighton. I mean, and obviously the Arsenal games are redone. So really, they're not tough games, and we should be winning them. So, and there's that to do it. And actually, we're playing Brighton, right, on Saturday. It's Brighton, yeah. So I know they're playing well, but we're at home. There's nothing to say that we couldn't get we don't get a favourable draw. So some of the other teams go up against someone else and get knocked out. You see a result like the Nottingham Forest Arsenal, and then all of a sudden we're in. We're in there and we're thinking, Christ, we can win this as well. So why not both? Let's be greedy.
I interpreted the question, Barry, as
one or the other.
The cup for a top 4. That's how I interpret the question. I want both to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we all want both. But I think, like with you, your era of growing up is around trophies. My era is watching Champions League, right? And there's nothing more that I would like than being there on a Tuesday or a Wednesday night with the Champions League music, because it's special, right? It's always games under lights are always special, but when it's Champions League games, they're even more special. But I think, for me personally as well, I would love us to lift the trophy, love us to sit there for like you said, for Lloris and Kane to be the Ledley Kings and the Mabbotts lifting those trophies, because they deserve, because actually
when Robbie Keane and Ledley lifted the League Cup together, man, things like that.
I'd add to that, because we've had some great performances in the Champions League as well. All right, we've had some shocking ones occasionally, but the ones that we had, Real Madrid, we beat them 3-1. when we went to Inter Milan and we lost 4-3, but it was like we won, and then we beat them 3-1 at White Hart Lane. That was special. I was there that night. The atmosphere is like electric. It's not like any league game. It's like magical.
And the
I
players
do want to
were
get
together.
that again as well. I'd have both.
Yeah, the players were together. Look at that season. Look at the Champions League final season, right? And we all know that game was killed in the first minute when the ref gave that handball and it just ruined the game. But
yes,
but we qualified in the last minute with Mora's goal at Barcelona.
we were waiting for the Inter Milan result to come through, wasn't it?
Just the games, the Man City game, just everything that's the Ajax. It was just everyone has those stories of where they were and what they were doing, and we've shown that we can do that. And there's no more. Okay, there's half. There's some players that aren't there now that were there, but that wouldn't particularly be missed, and there will be some that would be missed. Like the Dembélés and the Trippiers and everything else. But we need to. I think it's like Aaron said, the monkey off our back, and that's the monkey. We either get to a semi-final or we get to a final and we just freeze and we just don't perform, and we just think the other team. It's almost like that. The Alex Ferguson situation. Come on, lads, it's Tottenham, right? And that's how everyone says it's. Come on, boys, it's Tottenham that you're playing, and that's the kind of the other monkey we need to get off our backs. So let's, when we get to the semi-final, we know we're going to be playing the best, potentially the best 2 or 3 teams that are going to be there to win it. So let's go out there, let's perform, let's go and win, and then everyone goes, oh, it's not that little Tottenham, it's not that, oh, it's only Tottenham, this is Tottenham, and we need to perform, otherwise we're going to get beaten.
And I think
sorry. Just a good night. Just a good night to Brian Daigle, because we need that guy energized like the bunny rabbit tomorrow, brother.
Yes, Brian. And I just wanted to say, Daigle, thank you for everything that you do for the club. Your love for the club doesn't go unnoticed, and I wish I could be there with you protesting. Thank you for doing everything that you're doing, man. I think I speak for all Spurs fans. We really, really, really appreciate you, man. Thank you for doing what you do. But
Brian.
But yeah, back to it's Tottenham thing. I think that Poch did a pretty good job of and maybe even Poch, I guess, did a pretty good job of kind of dispelling that, of making that, of making us a force, of making us not afraid to play against anybody. And so I'm glad that whole lads it's Tottenham thing has kind of started to die out a bit. But there is still some, like you were saying, some disbelief. I don't know if that's the right word, but the players do seem to have some kind of a mental block where we just can't get past a point. But I do think we're in a situation right now where maybe we can be greedy. Maybe we can get fourth and the cup. I mean, if you think about it, we're out of the other domestic cup. We're out of the conference league. So, I mean, we really shouldn't have, and I know that we have games in hand to play to make up, but we're hitting a good time. Our players are coming back from injury, and I know that we really have only had Romero and Son out for a very long time, but those are 2 key players for us. I mean, put Romero back in that back 3, get rid of Tanganga or Sanchez. I almost think we have to leave Ben Davis in there on the left just because of what he offers, at least for this season, if we're not going to, and we're not going to make a defensive signing. And so I think the future's bright, and I have back Conte up here, and I don't even mean that so much as with transfers or with, I just mean we as fans need to get behind him and get behind the team, and all the negativity from the fans, all the negativity about the lack of signings, about everything. I know that it's a double-edged sword. We're allowed to be negative, and we should be able to be, and we shouldn't feel bad about that. But at the same time, that trickles down. I think there's a trickle down effect, and I think that we need to be positive. We need to believe. We need to be loud when we're in the stadium, and I know that I'm not going to be one of them in there, which makes me sad. But everyone in the stadium needs to be loud. We need to get behind the team. We need to back the team and back Conte. And I really do think good things can happen.
I'd like to hear Kuva being loud because I don't think we've allowed him to get a word in yet.
Sorry, Kuv. Are you still there, my man? He might have run off for a second. Kuva, we'll check.
Right, okay.
We'll check back for you, Kuva. But yeah, I mean, do you guys think that that's part of it? Is the fact that there's a lot of pressure on this team and they just crumble under the pressure? I mean,
well, that's what I was referring to earlier when I was talking about the psychology.
Yeah.
Okay. They're human at the end of the day, regardless of whether they're getting paid 200 grand a week.
Right.
And there's a part of the fan mindset which turns around and says, for £200,000 a week, you should be able to jump to the moon and back every day.
Yeah.
Rain or shine, for whatever. And at the end of the day, that's the contract between him and his employers. We're not really these employers. So that type of attitude and that type of negativity going towards a player, right? Yeah, who didn't the club went and sourced him at the end of the day. He's going to say, yeah, think about it. Then you're going to take whatever you can. I mean, we're all laughing at how Kane got treated with the Jumpman's agreement. But we're not turning around and patting Dombele on the back saying, bloody hell, mate, you did absolutely F all right, yeah, for 2 years, but you made 200 grand a week. You motherfucker. Like you're a G. You know what I mean? Like respect. But instead, it's like, we seem to treat some people in the organization like this and other people in the organization like that. Okay. So if we could see the passion that we're after our players on the pitch, if we could see that from our chairman when it comes to football, right? Yeah. See it with our eyes. Yeah, we get it. We'll have the same demand. We want to see that passion, mate. Yeah. Just as much as we want to see that passion on the pitch with Winks, right? Yeah. Taking the ball forward and not sideways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? I think some of the players right now are starting to mature under Conte. Sanchez, if you look at him, right? Yeah. That guy last year, right? Yeah. I would have a hernia if that guy actually touched the ball with his feet. Right? For crying out loud. If anyone passed the ball to him and it came to his feet, I was having a heart attack thinking, oh my days, right? Because I know what's coming next, right? But this time, he's been drilled by Conte enough. I've seen him do like through the leg ball tricks with his heel. Last man in defense doing that type of stuff comfortably and pulling off and being at the right place at the right time to score a goal. And not just score a goal. Do you see the way he whipped that ball in? Patar. There's a swagger. There's a swagger. Just imagine when Dyer comes back, and he's one of our most aggiest, players over time. So those two together, right? Yeah, swagger, and then you got Romero, double swagger. Because don't forget, the previous year he was voted number 1, right, for his position. Think about it, in the Italian league,
Serie
right? Yeah, Italian. It's like not
Mickey
Mouse
mug.
when it comes
He's
to defense.
mug. Yeah,
right. So can you imagine those three swaggering in our 3 in the back? All we need is a decent right winger, and we're done.
Exactly. And I guess while we're on,
like a Diaz would
that, absolutely. But on that note, do you think that Conte might be forced into, if we can't get a tune out of Emerson, are we sticking with Doherty, or do you think he'll try something unorthodox, like maybe Steven Bergwijn at right wing back?
Could be.
The thing is, right, yeah, is that when Nuno started doing his 4-3-3, right, he stuck Bergwijn on the right, and Bergwijn constantly had to play control that corner off along with the fullback or wing back that they had at the time. Okay, in the 4. So he did a lot of work. He's also got the capacity. I've seen him do it with my own eyes, where he's on the right wing, and he does a sweet little cross, and it lands on a sixpence for next man. Then he's just down to next man to finish off that chance. But I've seen him be able to pull them out of the bag. So on that side, he could be utility used. But the problem is, he's not really utility used. He's a premium player. Yeah. If anybody wants to inquire as to what this boy can develop into, he's a premium player. He needs to be playing up the front and putting that ball in the back of the net.
As he did,
right?
as
You see the
he did versus
composure that
Leicester.
he put right, yeah, to put that second ball in the back of the net. He had chosen to take it to back, not in corner.
Yeah,
right.
that placement
That's
was
all
superb.
Conte's work. That is
Psychologically, right? Yeah, it's like when you're driving your mind like that, sometimes you can't think like that. You're going for that corner, right? But this guy, Dutch, cool as a cucumber, with a physical attribute to pull that damn thing off.
Yeah.
Right? Not miss it. He hit the post just like Kane did. Kane hit it more emphatically. But here's one. I was watching it. I was thinking, oh my days, oh my days. And it went bang and came in. I thought, well, wow.
Yeah.
See, here is Conte saying that I want firepower. Right? Yeah. But I have other areas of the pitch I need strengthening. Yeah? Levy, can I have some more? Yeah. But don't worry, listen, I'm positive with what I'm seeing here and there. If I wasn't, I'm seeing a process going on.
Right.
And that process got better and better, and especially the last few has like literally vintaged. Right? It's shown us our clear gap between us and Chelsea. But at the same time, when it comes to everyone else, look at us. Yeah, look at us.
Absolutely. And I just want to real quick shout out to Paul Brown. He says, remember, there was life prior to Redknapp and Poch, and Ozzy, Ricky, Mabut, Waddle, Hoddle, Lineker, everybody.
Gary Mabbott.
Yeah, and Berbatov, Keane, Modric. We've always had and will always have good players. We will always have a great team. We're Tottenham Hotspur, and I'm happy that I'm seeing it all kind of come back to life. We were so static and so I don't want to say not like Spurs, but under Mourinho, especially under I'm blanking on names here. Nuno and Mourinho, we were just so static. It looked like players didn't know where to be, didn't know where they expected their teammates to be. Passes were sloppy. We weren't playing simple triangles. We weren't, it's all looking so much more fluid now. Even though a lot of, our creativity is coming from those wing backs and it's not through the middle of the park, kind of like we're used to seeing. It's nice to see some vintage Spurs movement and some genuine attacking threat and some fun and some stuff that, gets the fans out of their seats. And that's Tottenham Hotspur for me. And the fact that Conte is bringing that back, the fact that he's been able to bring that back without any signings, I think is testament to just how good of a coach he is, but also just how good of how good of players that we have. They just need that right. We've gone through so many managers in such a short amount of time. That can't be easy on players. You finally learn what one manager wants out of you. Boom, he's sacked. New manager, relearn your position. He wants things slightly different. And so I hope and pray that the Conte sticks around. We're able to really, dedicate ourselves to what he wants, to what he wants the team to look like. And I think it's going to happen. And I guess that's where I wanted to keep this one really short, and so I guess that's kind of where things are going to end. But real quick, before we do end, I just wanted to thank you guys. Like I said, I just needed for myself some positivity because everything's just been so negative and so down, and everyone's so angry, and I get it, and I am too. And so I guess I just kind of needed you guys to talk me down a little bit. But real quick, I just wanted to say again, Ellie, I'm honored to have you on the stream. Thank you so much for being here.
No
it is
problem.
So cool to have you here and just to listen to you talk. And you've got such a great
perspective.
perspective.
A little bit more positivity if you want, right? Because I was just thinking in my head, right, just shot in my head, how excellent Lucas Moura's been since Conte came in.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. And he's got end product. And
he can pick a pass now. Yeah.
He's picking a pass. And that fantastic goal he scored is absolutely stunning goal. I think that's going to win goal of the season, to tell you the truth. I can't see another goal beating it. So all the things that he's done with various players, right? But I like Lucas Moura especially because I've always got a soft spot for him. And he works so hard for our team. And he has the odd duff game. You forgive him that. But even in his duff games, he's still working hard. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, and he's gone from a 2 out of 6 player games to 4 out of 6 games now, and
shortest man, best header,
showing up more.
What a spring on that man? How does he always get the headers first? He's always there first, and so yeah, he's somebody that has been, and I think he's slowly been turning it around. I think his we might have changed tactics, changed positionally, what we want him to do. Oh man, Bryce is here. Good day, Bryce. We're just spreading some positivity, Bryce, about Spurs and the current situation. Lucas Moura, especially. Yeah, Ellie just brought up the fact that he's really turned his game around, and we're finally seeing that player that everyone was so excited about whenever he joined PSG. He's one of the few players that we have that's willing to take defenders on, and he is successful most of the time, and. So yeah, thank you for being here, Bryce. Curse, thank you for the compliment. And yeah, 15 viewers. If everyone could just smash that like, that would be awesome. But that's really not the most important thing right now. I just wanted everyone to kind of end their night on a positive, on a high note. I think. Oh my God! Real quick, I got to read this out. Speaking of speed, yeah, the pace on Hugo when he ran to Stevie after he scored the winner at Leicester, it sort of reminded me of when Lucas scored the winner, his final goal of his hat trick to get us to the Champions League final, and and Hugo ran to him and he shouted something at one of the Ajax players who was on the ground. Yeah. I would love to have known what he said there, but no, I love Hugo. I love that he's our captain. I know a lot of people don't like goalkeepers as captains. They want the captains to be kind of in the mix and more midfielders most of the time. But I think that Hugo's been a great captain for us. I'm really, really glad we have him. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll just go around real quick before everyone plugs their stuff. What I see us finishing 4th and I think 3rd if some things go our way. But Ellie, where do you see us getting top 4? I mean, do you think it's...
Yeah, definitely. And I think that Leicester game, right? I think that's the first day of Bergwijn's career in the sense of positivity in his mind that he is a great player and he can become even greater.
Yeah.
Because the boy has got skill. We saw it. We saw it when he scored that fantastic goal against Man City on his debut, and then he cocked up at Liverpool. Well, really, he hit the post. Really, you can't say he cocked up, but he hit the post.
Kane hit the post that match.
Yeah, and then he gets all the stick, and then he goes into a shell, right? And then he scored the brilliant goal for Holland, and then he's back because Conte knows he's a good player. He sees him in training. He knows he's a fantastic player. So I think that was the first day of his career. And yes, I think we can get top 4, possibly 3rd, if we have a good run in. We can do it. I'm spreading the positivity now. No one's going to shoot me down.
No, I'm full on positive right now, and not COVID positive either. I just
no,
got rid of that.
I've already had that one.
Same here.
Yes, but it's not nice.
It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. No. But again, big up to everyone in the chat. Kay, we're up to you next. Do you think top 4 is in the cards for Spurs this season?
My heart as a fan, I want us to come 5th and get a cup.
Okay.
And my head turns around to me and says we'll end up with 4th and not get the cup.
Okay.
As long as Levy doesn't pocket all the money and some gets reinvested into the squad.
I'm just reading the form of the teams. Right, Wolves right now, the reason why they beat next team right is because their form is like top dollar right alongside Man City. Right, if you look at their form, the last 5 games, they've been banging it out, bruv. Right, so they were charging at that particular moment in time. I was expecting that type of result. So when you look at our form and you look at other teams around us, it's all about being consistent now.
Yeah.
And training. Like seriously, Conte's got his hands full, right? Yeah. Just training. And with the players coming back, it's going to take a little while for Romero, right? Tell the truth, right? It's going to take a little while for Romero to get into this swing of the mix. Because come on, it's like a new league to him in the first place, and he gets a long-term injury, right? So I turned around and said to myself, you know what, Sanchez is going to have to hold that part of it up as well, right? To add in, for Romero's side, and Tanganga's got to play. So it's going to be a squad. It's going to be a squad
effort,
all the way through. Now, if he can make this squad into a band of men, right? Yeah, then I think a cup's on the hands, because that's the only thing missing in our squad, right? Yeah, is just that general standing up and saying, I's the man. That's all it is. When you go into that match, right? Yeah, you're going to intimidate next man. Trust me. And you got enough technical skills. I mean, you're a professional football. It's like you've been scouted and trained all your life. You can run at X amount of speed, and next man can run a little bit more. Who cares? You move first. But anyway, yeah, I'm positive, man. I'm positive. I think to myself, we're either going, we end up being fourth.
Yeah, I think, and what
I think we're gonna tumble there or something.
Yeah, it won't be pretty. It definitely won't be pretty, and I don't think it'll be because Spurs will be phenomenal. I think that, like I said, I think other teams are going to continue to drop points. We've seen Chelsea in the league in not great form. Teams dip in form all the time, but if we can get some consistency, win at least 2 of our 3 games in hand, we're in amazing shape. Kuva, are you back, my friend?
You back?
Kuva got a phone call, he said, so he might not be back. But Barry, you got to agree, right? Fourth place is definitely up for grabs. And I think it's on the cards.
Yeah, absolutely. Fourth, and absolutely fourth in a trophy. Fourth in the FA Cup, because that's the only one we can win.
Yeah, we're not winning the league this year. But next year,
mathematically, I think we can still win the league. So you never say never, right? But there's been positive and there's been a lunatic, right? And
there's positivity, and then there's like insanity, and we got to ride that
Kevin Keegan about that one.
Yeah, I would love it.
Oh no, Newcastle.
No, definitely. It's
10 points ahead, Newcastle.
Yeah,
over Liverpool, and then Liverpool came and tipped them.
Well, watch out for Newcastle, because they're the team that wants to win games now.
Well, one thing we remember, Mourinho tried to make us tougher and tried to make our team fight for each other and be stronger. I don't think that Mourinho's approach quite works for this new generation of footballers, but I think that Conte may have tapped into something. And has the team, playing for each other. And that's going to be huge. Like Kay said, playing as a unit, playing for each other, going into games, believing you're going to win, being the bully in a way. We don't have quite enough bullies in our squad, but I think we have players that are capable of being bullies if they wanted to, and we need that desperately. One thing I always loved about Lamela was that he was a flat track bully. He would give it everything. He would shithouse. He would get in other players' heads. And I know that's not like the beauty of the beautiful game, but it's necessary at times if you're going to win. But we've already seen things like that. We've seen some subtle time wasting at the end of matches. We've seen it's just I see it change. And I'm excited for it, and I think, especially as we progress, I don't think I put a thing on Twitter today. If Conte leaves, and I put after the January window, but if Conte leaves before his his contract is over, I'll shave off my hair and my beard, and I'll just be a completely bald, weird looking guy, and because I really don't think it's gonna happen. I think he's gonna stay. I think he's got enough pride. I don't think he'll give up on this project and look silly. I know that he left Inter, but that was after he had already done the business with them. He had delivered trophies, and so I don't think he's going to just pick up and walk away. So
I know what Conte does different from Jose as well, which I wanted to add. He's a proper manager, and he gels every player to get to know each other, to play for one another, right? And you look at Lukaku, right? He came out and he wants to go back to Inter, right? He wants to go because he made them all friends and he loved the team. He wants to go back to that team. You see, that tells you something that Conte left a legacy on Lukaku as well. So I think if you get team spirit, you can go to the heights of football, to the top. Liverpool have got it. They've had it for yonks.
Yeah. No,
and Klopp is that type of manager as well.
Oh, Klopp is a freaking.
They love him.
Ugh, they do, but I hate him. Oh my gosh, if I never had to listen to him.
They love him in Liverpool, though. They love him. They treat him as a god.
Yeah, and he's delivered everything. I mean, they've got no reason not to. Yeah, he's a.
Look, I didn't even want to say right, yeah, but Diaz is their type of player. But anyway, we're going to get him. Watch, money's going to go down the table. All Levy has to do is put up another 14 million. That's it.
I think we've got a lot better chance of getting. I can't even pronounce his name, but the guy that he's
Kulusevski.
Yes, I think that's.
Yeah, he's born in Sweden. I looked him up. He's born in Sweden from Macedonian parents.
Interesting. That's an interesting background. From what I've seen, he's younger. He's younger than Diaz.
Very strong.
Very, very strong.
Very strong.
And has the ability to play.
What's his name?
6 foot. Kulusevski.
And
thank you.
We've been linked with him today, and it's clearly kind of a last minute thing, but I do think that he's a player that could add some things to Spurs and could kind of maybe help us with that final push that we need, especially as
we get him.
The season carries on. Me too.
I have heard that name before.
I really hope we get him.
I have heard that name before, years ago.
When you're at Juve, you're a good player.
Absolutely.
Full stop. If
you're not making it into the team, and people, and with the Amrabat, the center midfielder we're after, everyone goes on and on about how he's 6th choice. Whenever you go to a new team, you're playing in a new system. It's really easy to get knocked down the pecking order. That doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad player. Conte has been interested in him in the past. From what I've seen, he's got pretty good ball retention. He can play some nice through balls. We're not getting anything really out of Dembele right now, or Lo Celso, to be completely honest, or Dele. And I think if we could get rid of any of those three and then bring in Amrabat, who can at least come off the bench at times and or spell, Højbjerg for certain matches or Skippy, I think. Because in the center of the park, I think that's where we're the thinnest, and I think if we just get a warm body in there that can perform decently, that'll be massive. And so, I don't think Spurs will bring in 0 players. I think we'll bring in 1 or 2. And I think
I think as well.
And I think 2. We really can get top 4. I really, really do think we'll get top 4, and I'm fingers crossed for that trophy. We need it. We all know we need it. But with that, I think I'll close out this positivity session. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No, I feel positive now. Even
I'm
more positive than when I started.
See, that's what it's all about. That's what I aim to stay positive, or else it's easy to get sad and down about Spurs. So you got to think of the good things and what's coming up, and not always.
It's quite positive. Bob Spur, for example. Come on, Bobby.
Yes, big up, Bob. Cannot wait to have you back. I can't wait to see you on the stream. It's gonna be amazing. I might cry. I was gonna say I might turn off my camera if I shed a tear, but
I know. I want to share some nice sizzling prawns with him again, because he goes to me at the dinner. Have one of these sizzling prawns, Ellie. You'll love it. And he couldn't get a look in. I had them all, I think.
I would have loved to be there. That sounds like such a fun time.
Sorry, Bobby. I'll say you one next time.
Yeah, next time, Bob. Just
next time.
Yep. But hey, so we'll go around and Ellie, where can people usually find you? I know that you and David.
I haven't got a channel yet because I was going to start it just after Christmas, but then I got COVID, so I'm going to tap into Phil Latisse. Fun guy, I call him.
He's an awesome guy.
I'm gonna get him to help me build the channel. Because I've got content.
I meet Phil in real life. He's a good guy. He's a
real good guy. And all you guys, I'll tap into you because you've got your own channels already. So I need help in that respect. But I know I've got the knowledge and I've got the passion.
Oh, you've got the knowledge
I've
and the
got the
passion in
history.
spades. Yeah,
I was
of
there
course.
from the 60s. All right, I was born in 1962, but I was all through the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. We were winning things. So, yeah, I just hope all the Spurs fans stay positive with us as well and still keep the Levy out, because that's what we
Oh
do
yeah,
want.
and we can do both. I mean, both. I
Of course we
think both
do.
things can be achieved at the same time. I don't think you have to be negative about the team to be negative about Levy. And I think that's a common misconception. Is that people think that the Levy outers are against the team or don't want the team to perform well, and that's not
No,
the case at all.
of course we love our club.
Yes, and that's why everyone's so passionate about
Yeah.
who's in charge and the decisions they're making. But Ellie Kirst here says that if you need a hand with anything, she enjoys making logos. She'd be
Thank you,
happy to make you
Kirst.
one. Yeah, and so
Yes.
we've got a great family here, full of people that are willing to help and love to help, and so that's you really can't beat the Spurs fan base. And on that note, Kay, if any of the Spurs fan base wants to see more of you, where can they find you, buddy? We lost Kay. It's okay.
Sorry, you know what? I totally forgot I was on mute there.
You were all good, buddy. You were all good. I thought maybe everyone's getting phone calls. I thought maybe you got a phone call.
I certainly was getting some messages, unfortunately. But I'll tell you later. But listen, if we're closing the show, in that case, I've got my show coming up on Tuesday. I normally try to keep it consistent, like on Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. to 1 o'clock a.m. GMT. Talk to Kay. Yeah, lots happened in the last week. I think to myself, you know what? It's good to get some rest, get some recovery,
yes.
Get some health stuff done. Get to the doctor, stuff like that, and it's all good. And I think coming to a nice little stream like this on a Friday night, I don't think there could have been a better one. Honestly, thank you, Colin, for inviting me. I do. I'm surrounded by wonderful people here, including the sleeping. What do you call it? Hoover. I think he fell asleep. So,
well, hey, Kay, and everyone, thank you for being here. And Barry, what about you, my friend? And I know that Barry's not your actual God-given name, but that's what we're calling you, Barry. And where can we find you, my friend?
You can find me apart from coming on to all your wonderful streams. You can find me on Thursdays at 7:30 on Shelfside Spurs. This Thursday we have a very special guest coming on, Mickey Hazard. So make sure you tune into that on Thursday. We'll be doing a quiz. We'll be doing his White Hart Memory Lanes. So yeah, you'll find me there, and for the next couple of days, you'll find me joining in with Tottenham on tour and catching up with Mr. Daigle and his antics at the training ground. So yeah, thank you for having me on, Colin. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
It's been really positive. So yeah,
that was
what we all needed.
So glad. And since Kufa's not here, everyone check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. What they do is really cool, really unique. Trips down memory lane, and showing you those Spurs teams that played with a flourish and with glory and the passion, and it's a great way to kind of educate yourself if you're a younger supporter like myself on some of the glory that Tottenham's achieved in the past. So definitely check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Check out everybody here's channels. Everyone here does great things. Like I said, so great for the community. And if you feel so inclined, chuck a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I usually do shows. I do a show called Chatting Shit every Monday at 10 p.m. GMT. And we just, as the title suggests, yeah. And then Thursdays, we didn't have one this week, but Thursdays, my streaming partner Tiago, we have a Tactics with Tiago show it's going to start next Thursday. And so it'll be a Monday, Thursday, 10 p.m. GMT both days. The Thursday show will be a bit more nuanced. There'll be some more football talk probably than the chatting shit episodes. It'll mostly be like leading up to the weekend's game and dissecting midweek games if we have them, it should be some great stuff. So just please tune in. Please subscribe. Hit the little bell. That way you'll know when we're gonna be on. And with that, I'll bid you adieu. I made this new opening today, and so I'm gonna play it again as the outro, even though it's an intro. But yeah, so thanks. Oh, Kuva, you're back.
Kuva's
Real quick,
here.
real quick,
Days.
Kuva.
Levy out.
Funko
Just in time.
You made it just in time. Plug your channel really quick. You do a better job than me.
Is it all over? I'm so sorry, mate.
No,
then.
you're good. You're good. But I would like to, yeah.
Well, we're Tottenham Tantrum Gold. We're all about the nostalgia side of things, the good old days when we didn't have Daniel Levy and everybody was happy with all the trophies reigning in, and they were reigning in. We used to win a lot of stuff. We were a cup side all the time. We threatened for the league on a regular basis too. Anyway, we look back at the great players of old: Glenn Hoddle, Steve Perryman, the Gary Mabbotts, all the ones that you see with a trophy over their head at some point, unlike the players you see nowadays. So we look at that. We play old games. We talk through them like men in the pub too. You're nattering about how good they were, reminiscing about it all. It's a laid-back atmosphere. We'll get on a few guests. We've had Steve Perryman on in the past. Great episode, 2 hours talking to him. Just having fun about remembering our glorious past, because that's what the club's all about. It's our memories. It's the fans' memories is what makes the club. It's not bricks mortar. It's not some poxy chairman. It's us. It's what we remember. It's what those players gave to us. So the stories we give to our children. It's something that lives on within the fans, and it can never be taken away, no matter what happens and by those in charge. So we don't forget it in our channel.
Kuva, that was beautiful, man. And seriously, everybody go check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. It's a gem of a channel. And we're really lucky to have you guys doing this. So thank you, Kuva. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out with the new intro. It's a work in progress, so don't judge it too hard. But here we go.
Levy out.
And again,
Levy
out. Back Conte.
Out.
Levy out.
Tottenham Tantrum in.